Namaste, welcome back to our channel Ayurveda 360. So, in continuation with the series NCISM new guidelines for the BAMS curriculum, that is Gazette notification from Government of India, February 16, 2022. So, we have seen majority of the information what was mentioned in the notification, and we have made it simple for anyone to understand. So, in this video, we are going to see a unique concept which was mentioned in the Gazette, wherein anyone belonging to the field of Ayurveda or research can give his or her own suggestion to the NCISM in relation to advancements in certain technology. So what is that? Watch this video till the end to get this complete information. So, if you have not seen the previous videos where we have seen in detail regarding the Gazette, including in Hindi, so you can watch them and try to understand what the Gazette means. Now, the notification. Now, in this video, we are specifically focusing on something called as SMASTD ISM. So, this is a short form or abbreviation given by NCISM. What it means is supplementing modern advances, SMA. And for the next STD, it is scientific and technological development. ISM refers to Indian system of medicine. So it is not only for Ayurveda, it will be even applied for other Indian system of medicine like homeopathy and Siddha in the coming days. Now this is the idea what NCISM has given. In detail, I think it will be releasing portal and all in the near future. So we'll try to understand what is the ultimate plan and how it helps the Ayurveda fraternity. Now, what is the basic aim is to implement modern technology, not the modern medicine. Don't confuse this with modern medicine and simply don't spread rumors regarding this. That is also one area why I am making this video, because unnecessary rumors will create some confusions among the audience and ultimately the name of Ayurveda will be somewhere on the negative side. So this is modern technology, not the modern medicine. Every now and then the scientific technology, or you can say science, is and evolving and some changes are happening. Sometimes the outdated technology is also there, which is replaced by new technology. So with this living world, especially the 21st century, where technology cannot be left behind in routine lives, Ayurveda also can get benefited by implementing or by adopting such technologies for various purposes. So for achieving that, the NCISM has given, or you can say has made, these kinds of committees. What are those? 16 vertical committees. Verticals, they are called as verticals. What is that? We'll come to that later. One core committee. Core committee means the central committee which will be handling the major work. And another one is expert committee for each of the vertical. So there are 16 vertical. For each vertical there will be one expert committee. So totally there will be 16 vertical committee. That is 16 expert committee. Now what is this vertical? Basically verticals refers here to the departments of Ayurveda, or you can say the branches of Ayurveda under which the entire education is made. That is, there are 14 departments which everyone knows. Regarding that, I have already made a video about this in detail, which department takes which subjects and all those things. So here you can see 3 plus the other like 11. Totally 14 departments are there, which are individually called as a vertical. So 14 verticals are nothing but 14 departments. Now what are the other two? Other two are nothing but, one is called as research vertical, another one, the last one, called as education vertical. So what is the basic need of this vertical is, each of the vertical, for example, I am from the educational vertical, I am thinking regarding modern advancements in, you can say advancement in modern technology in implementing in routine education, or you can say educational methods. If I am from a department of Panchakarma, there is an advancement in certain instrument being prepared, I will be thinking of utilizing that in my procedure for Panchakarma. If I am from Roganidhana and if I am expecting some like tool for diagnosing a disease based on certain Ayurveda principle, and I come across certain like instrument which I feel it could be useful. So my vertical there is Roganidhana vertical. So what it means is, these are nothing but 16 different branches, or you can say 16 different fields of Ayurveda, where the technology can be adopted or advancements can be adopted in respective fields. So just to differentiate them, these verticals have been made, and 14 are already there as departments. Other two are in relation to general education. Another, the 15th one is research vertical. So these are nothing but individual departments. Next, now each of these vertical is will be supplemented, enriched and updated. So basically for the purpose of what? Maybe in relation to diagnosis, maybe in relation to the understanding of concepts of Ayurveda, emerging fields. In today's time, all these things will be considered. So even like including basic sciences like the biology, chemistry and all those things. Whatever subjects you are studying, you have studied from +1, +2 and all those things, if it is possible to be incorporated in the field of Ayurveda, to understand, to implement and to practice. So such kind of thoughts are seen in these kinds of like sentences. Diagnostic advancements, then therapeutic, surgical techniques, all those things. Again, pharmaceutical, again it depends on the department. So here the points are made based on the vertical. So if it is a teaching vertical, education vertical will be thinking of teaching methodology. If it is a research vertical, it thinks about research methodology. If it is a Rasa Shastra vertical, it will be thinking about pharmaceutical technology. So in that way, each vertical will be thinking their own kinds of advancements to be adopted for them. And there are others as well, you can see them. Now, what is the purpose of that? Major purpose is to create some new tool for understanding the concepts, validating the already said concepts, teaching, improving teaching methodology as per the advancement in science, investigations if it is possible to be improved, diagnostic methods, treatment methodology, prognostic methodology, documentation methodology, even standardization of drugs and other things, and conduction of research in Ayurveda. So any of these purposes can be achieved by adopting certain simple techniques as per scientific advancements. Now, who can suggest all these things? Like you come across a tool and you feel it is good. Now you are not in NCSM, you are just a fraternity of Ayurveda, you are a part of Ayurveda. Now if you want to implement this, it has to go towards or to go through a proper channel. But you are given a freedom to tell about your observation and your experiments, whatever you have done, and you want that to be applied universally so that the people around the world can be benefited through Ayurveda. So now you are eligible for that. Any teaching faculty, any practitioner, any researcher or student or innovator, there is no limit for who can suggest regarding adoption of any scientific technology or advancements in the field of Ayurveda. So how to suggest? So NCSM will be soon making, or you can say already the existing portal of NCSM will be giving certain space where the individual advisor, or you can say the one who wants to give suggestion, will be able to put up his thoughts so that it can be reached to the core committee, and it will just then give it to the expert committee. Then based on the observations, ultimately it can even be implemented. So that is how any of the Ayurveda fraternity personality or person can get into the administration level by simple portal related changes like this. So now how to implement? Once you have given the like idea, and if it gets passed, then what happens is it will be adopted and 5 years it will be tested. It's not like you just told and the committee accepted, so everything will be in the curriculum or in practice. No, it's not like that. For 5 years it will be under testing times. So if it crosses 5 years, then if the Board of Education feels that yes, this can be incorporated in Ayurveda, then after 5 years it will be a part of Ayurveda, just like how we are having the curriculum and other practice related instrument now, that will be added as a part of curriculum or a methodology of assessing a patient, or it could be even treatment. So in that way the implementation will be done. That is the whole idea. Now NCSM ultimately, when it accepts, it will direct the Board of Education of Ayurveda to implement this. So if necessary, the NCSM will give orientation to the teachers regarding this new technology. Just for example, the CCRS has developed a tool for assessing the Prakriti. It is not yet finalized, validation is on. So once the validation is complete and if it has to be adopted by all the Ayurveda fraternity persons, then there should be an orientation program for all the teachers, because it's a new kind of assessment and that is given by certain group of people. So during that time, NCSM will give the orientation to all the teachers regarding this new technology, and based on the orientation the teachers will be able to implement them in the routine classes as well as in real life practice. Now once the advancements are being adopted, it's not like you just adopt and you just implement it in the curriculum. It can be maximum 40% of modern advancements can be put in the curriculum, not more than that. In a syllabus where the student is studying Ayurveda, it cannot be more than 40%, so that limit has been kept. Now the composition of these committees, you might be thinking, who are those people who are going to have these powers of implementing these things. So for that, initially the core committee. So core committee, in this case it is the Ayurveda core committee. So that is consisting of 11 members, totally 11. The first one is called as president, who will be our chairman is nothing but the president of Board of Education of Ayurveda. Then 2 experts from Ayurveda. So in which one is from Samhita and Siddhanta. So this is very important because he will be the one who will be able to tell regarding the following of Ayurveda principles. So if the implementation doesn't follow the principles of Ayurveda, then there is no point in adopting that. So for that, among the 2 experts, one has to be from the Samhita and Siddhanta, other could be anyone as decided by the higher authority. One expert, either retired or in service, from certain research background, like you can see here CSIR, CCRS and other things. One educational technologist, the one who is aware of the recent advancements in education methodology, will be a member, and member secretary will be the one member who will be given by the board of Ayurveda. So he will be the member and member secretary as well. Now what is member secretary? Member secretary is the one who takes care, or you can say handles each and every person in the unit. These 11 people will be intimated individual you can say opinion or by or you can say for creating a meeting. He has to approach everyone. So one person will be handling all those things. He has to note down all the proceedings. He has to forward the next steps. All those things will be done by member secretary. That will be the last person. So if necessary, the NCSM can also add other members as per the requirement. So that is by permission of the chairman. So that is in relation to core committee. So what is the terms for this core committee? From the day of its formation, it will be serving for 3 years of time. So at least twice in a year they have to meet in a particular place, most probably in New Delhi. And what is their role is, they have to identify any recent advancements. First thing is that they have to identify, and they have to see that basic principles of Ayurveda are followed, whatever has been given for them by expert committee or the direct people. So they have to see if it follows the Ayurveda expert. Just now we saw one Ayurveda Samhita and Siddhanta teacher will be there, and yes, they have to recommend the experts. So we know that there is another committee called as expert committee, and so many committees are there. 16 vertical committees, that is called as 16 expert committee. Who will be there in expert committee? That will be named and recommended by this core committee themselves. Then they need to suggest the application of these advancements in the curriculum, UG and PG curriculum, wherever necessary. They also have the role in identifying the outdated technology and replace it with the recent technology. Like for example, if you are using certain old method of assessing the blood pressure, and right now it is changed, you have to replace it. Otherwise, it will be like Ayurveda is not advancing with time and technology. That will be a blame, and certain times the research works may not be approved later because of outdated technology being used in research proposals. So for that purpose, they have to be in you can say on line with the current times, changing times. Now, what is this expert committee? We have seen that there are 16 in number. There will be mainly 5 members in each committee. So basically it is individual department based vertical or a committee. So one will be the subject expert, then 2 will be subject experts from relevant Ayurveda subject. The first subject expert could be from other subjects, other departments as well, interdisciplinary in nature. 2 will be from relevant Ayurveda subject. For example, if Swasthavrata is the department which is placing certain change, or you can say proposing the change, 2 people from Swasthavrata department. So that is subject expert. 1 will be from modern expert because you are talking about certain modern technology, and then 1 will be from again teaching technology. So this person will be there always, because he is the one who is well versed with the recent advancements in teaching methodology. If required, the expert committee may even include other people depending on the need, and it will be approved by NCSM. Then only they can be taken. Next, in relation to their terms of reference, so that is again they will be also working for 3 years from the date of their formation, and they will be meeting as many times as directed by the the core committee. Whenever necessary, they will be meeting. In the other case, it was twice a year. Here it is as directed by the board of education, or you can say the core committee. Now, their main role is, initially, whenever they get an idea, they have to analyze if it can be incorporated or not. That is, by analyzing if it follows the principles of Ayurveda, how to apply this, how to implement this, and which subject is it going to, like how it is going to add on the knowledge to the existing subject, and how it can be implemented. All those things should be analyzed by the expert committee. Now the core committee will not be thinking how to implement all those methodology. They will not be thinking methodology of implementation, the SOPs, or you can say the standard operating procedures for that, and regarding the usage pattern. All those things should be subjected to you can say practice by expert committee. Once they feel it is fine, then they will be passing it to core committee, which will take decision on the principles of Ayurveda. If it follows, then they may approve. So this is their major role. Expert committee will have major role than the core committee. Now in relation to the people who are suggesting their own ideas, initially core committee will give these ideas to the expert committee of that relevant subject. Expert committee will think how this new concept can be applied, and again SOPs and all those things will be made, and they also will see whether there is a need or not. If there is no need of such kind of new technology, then they may disregard. Otherwise, they may think of how to implement this. Ultimately, they will be suggesting it to the core committee regarding all these things, and then core committee will take a decision. Now, so ultimately they will be suggesting all these things to the core committee, and core committee will take a decision on whether to implement or not, and then the Board of Education of Ayurveda will look into the matter. After 5 years of the application, if it is necessary, then they may adopt it to curriculum or in practice, as the case may be. Now this is how the flow chart can be made regarding work pattern of this new concept. So you can see their core committee and expert committee, these are main. So expert committees are 16 in number, core committee is only 1. So, and all those students or teachers, whoever they are giving idea. So here the thing is, all the committee members are also free to think about any need or required advancement which needs to be adopted. It's not like only teachers are giving. Core committee will also think, expert committee will also think, even the Ayurveda fraternity can think. So once the idea is given, so then what will happen? The core committee will give the you can say the responsibility to expert committee to identify whether it is necessary and how the technology can be adopted or disregarded. All those things will be given to expert committee, and expert committee will develop the methodology, the standard operating procedures, and then it will pass on to the core committee by giving the rationality behind the implementation and the need, all those things. And once this core committee approves this by understanding that the Ayurvedic principles are not compromised, like these technologies on the lines of Ayurveda principles, then it will approve the same. And then once it is approved by the NCISM, so like the core committee, then the NCISM will suggest, or you can say will direct the Board of Education of Ayurveda to implement this at the ground level. So then it will be taken up for, you can say, the sample study for 5 years. Then after 5 years it may become a part of curriculum, or it could be part of practice. So simple example could be, you are studying pathological aspects of Ayurveda. You want to develop certain new tools with which you can easily tell regarding anything like which dosha dhatu malari is getting affected, and you found some device which can do that. And if you feel that, once you try by yourself, you can suggest them to the expert committee, and expert committee will take this matter, and then based on the research, ultimately your own idea can come into a curriculum or practice. So whatever I given is a random idea. So just for example. So in this way there are multiple possibilities. Maybe it could be the procedure of Panchakarma, maybe it could be the standardization of drugs in Dravyaguna, or it could be the standardization of preparation of medicines in relation to Rasyastra Bhaishya Kalpana, or it could be a simple understanding of a concept of Ayurveda under various departments. So multiple possibilities are there with these kinds of system. So if it succeeds by the cooperation of all the Ayurveda fraternity, then definitely this is one of the much needed, you can say, change in the system. So this was in relation to the implementation of new advancements, technologies and related things in Ayurveda curriculum or practice. So in description you can see the detailed explanation of the Gazette notification. If you have not watched them, and if you are interested, if you are from Ayurveda background, then definitely you should see both students and teachers, because one or the other way you are going to get affected by this. So you can see that in the description. So there is another topic called as electives, and regarding that details are not yet out regarding all those subjects and all. That's why I'll take some more time, and once the details are obtained, then we'll make a detailed and clear video on electives in near future. So if you like our content, kindly like, share and subscribe to our channel. Kindly see the playlist which contains variety of subjects covered there. So until next time, myself Dr. Nandish J.